I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am honored. I am saluted. I am loved. I am revered. I am respected. And I am feared. I have flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. I was flown at Valley Forge, Gettysburg, Shiloh, and Appomattox. I was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, North Africa, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the Philippines, and the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Korea, and Quezon, Vietnam, Beirut, Somalia, Kosovo, Panama, Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Know me, I was there. I led troops. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired, but my soldiers cheered me, and I was proud. I have been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that I have set free. It does not hurt, for I am invincible. I have been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country, and when it is by those whom I've served in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth and stood watch over the uncharted frontiers of space from my vantage point on the moon. I have borne silent witness of all of America's finest hours. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave. Sound to the colors.
Present colors.
Post the colors.
Carry. Colors. Order. Colors. Ready. Step. Post. Colors. Ready. Step.
Pledge of Allegiance will be led by our Mayor, John Clark.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing while Carla Karst sings our national anthem. Carla?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets ran glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Reverend Ken Calvert's going to lead us in our prayer. Reverend Calvert.
Let us pray. Spirit of God, we feel you all around us on this beautiful day. Our hearts are made glad as Americans that we could come together to remember the strength, the honor, the power, the love that our veterans have given to this country. We say thank you to Lord for those who, through the perils of being on the battlefield, sacrificed all for our freedom. We will not take their blood for granted. We will not take their sacrifice for granted. For dear Lord, they paid everything, and yet as Americans we are so grateful for every veteran, dear Lord, male or female, who left family and friends and followed the call of their country. We recognize that these lands would not be free if it had not been for them. This day was originally called Armistice Day, and when it was changed to Veteran Day, dear Lord, it acknowledged that every veteran should be rewarded with praise and honor. And on this day, that is exactly what we are now doing, dear Lord, remembering them and saying thank you for allowing all of our soldiers to stand and show that as Americans, we are divinely protected. Let your love abide in us, not just on this day, but throughout the rest of our lives and for future generations, dear Lord. May they too realize that they can be comforted because of some veteran who stood on the battlefield of life, followed a command and never flinched and never failed. This is our joy as Americans. And right here in Kingsport, Tennessee, we are so grateful. In the name that is above every other name, in Jesus' name we pray. And everyone could say, amen.
Sam Houston's mother finally gave in, decided to go along with her son's decision. And she helped to prepare him to leave. She gave him a ring. Inscribed inside was the word honor. And she said to him, my cabin door is always open to men of courage. With those words ringing in his ears, Sam Houston enlisted. If I could ask all the veterans, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, it may have been 1 year, maybe in 10 years, 20 years, for a few of you, maybe even much longer. But at some point in your career, you decide to take a step forward, to join America's Band of Brothers, and take the oath of enlistment. I'd like you to allow me to honor you, allow Kingsport to honor you, by once again taking that oath of enlistment with me. If you raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Thank you. Please be seated. Now the laying of the wreath ceremony by Mayor John Clark and Ernie Rumsey, President of the Tri-Cities Military Affairs Council. State Representative Bud Halsey is next on the agenda.
Good morning. It's an incredible honor for me to be here with you, and I must say, I feel comfortable, very comfortable hanging with you folks. My daddy's 91 years old, and he landed many Marines on shores and LCMs in World War II. And I hate losing that particular generation of folks out of this culture. I've noticed that they are fiercely loyal and love this flag and love this nation, and their way of thinking is different than what comes down the pike most of the time today. So I'm very honored to be with you. It's a privilege to be here, and I love the comfortableness of being with you and with folks who love this nation and stand for this nation. I got to say while I'm here too, there's forces inside and outside this nation all around trying to take it away and tear it up and do away with it. Thomas Jefferson said, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. And I believe that, and we need to be vigilant because there's a war on every corner to do away with it. Sleep always precedes tyranny. And there's a whole lot of folks asleep in this country. The House sent a proclamation for this day, and several things in this proclamation you will hear today and have heard already. I would like to single out one paragraph here. Whereas military veterans have proudly upheld the ideal of the citizen soldier, an essential tradition of American society, and for over 200 years their courageous service has stood as an enduring example of all the characteristics that have ensured the continued freedom of our nation and the preservation of its ideals over the course of our history. I am forever grateful. This proclamation from the House I'd like to present to the Mayor.
Thank you, Representative Halsey. Next on the agenda is Sam Jones, representing Kingsport tomorrow. Sam is also a veteran of the Vietnam War.
It's a real privilege for me to be here today to share some thoughts and give you a history of this memorial. It was in August 2005 that a group of community citizens met to discuss the need for a Veterans Memorial in Kingsport. In October of 2005, the Veterans Memorial Committee, which was about 30 people, was established with Mr. Jim Irwin as the chairman. I see Jim back here somewhere. I saw. Wave, Jim. Kingsport Tomorrow was tasked with the organizational efforts and leadership to move the project forward. And during the following months, Jim Henderson, architect, was chosen, and he designed the memorial. Goins, Rash, and Kane stepped forward to provide construction services, and Richard Griggs and the staff at Lexington Blue Granite were chosen to cut and install the granite, and the fundraising efforts began. November 2006, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen approved J. Fred Johnson Park as the location for the memorial, and the fundraising continued. We moved forward almost 2 years to February the 5th, 2008, and a ceremonial groundbreaking took place on this site. 6 months later, July 21st, 2008, Goins, Rash, and Kane began the construction. September 2008, a memory box was buried beneath the memorial by veterans representing each war era. It's located beneath my feet, I believe under this slab. On October the 29th, 2008, the last granite paver section was put in place on the Walk of Honor. And then November the 11th, 2008, the first phase dedication ceremony took place, and plans were made for the second phase that we see here today. The memorial physically is an international piece of construction. The red granite is from India. The black polished granite is from Africa. And the gray-blue granite base is from Georgia. The combined amount of granite installed is 700,000 pounds or 350 tons. The combined cost of both phases is $1,171,000. There will be a full-size Sentinel statue added at a later date to the base located in front of the steps at the back of the plaza, and we have a cardboard simulation present today to show you where it'll be. It has been designed, and construction of that statue is in progress. And we give a big thanks to the Ladley family for their contribution to this statue. There are 1,728 red pavers in the first phase and 392 in the second phase, for a total of 2,120 red pavers. Originally, there were 370 names on the black polished panels behind me. 5 more have been added. These are the names of those from the Kingsport area who have given their lives for our country during armed conflict. Many of you purchased pavers soon after the first phase was completed and waited, and for the most part you were patient for today to arrive. Thank you for your support. I'd like to recognize some of those who have given so much to our being able to be here today. For the dedication in this ribbon cutting we're about to partake, Susan LaGuardia, Susan's over here somewhere, was executive director of Kingsport Tomorrow and guided this project forward. She kicked a lot of our butts, I'm telling you. Catherine Tucker, Catherine's over here. Catherine was administrative assistant for Kingsport Tomorrow and kept track of all the details. And let me tell you, there were pages and pages of phone numbers and things. Catherine then is working for the city to see the project to its completion. Our city staff, led by Chris McCart, Morris Baker, and Heather Cook, have worked behind the scenes to see that this event is completed today. And the past and the present BMAs who voted to see this project completed through their funding efforts, thank you. There are a couple other special people and groups that we want to recognize today. Richard Griggs, consultant, granite installer, now with Majestic Granite Company of Everton, Georgia, was an intricate and extremely important and knowledgeable member of the project team. Richard installed the granite for the original memorial as owner of Lexington Blue Granite. And thankfully, we were able to get him to come out of retirement and to complete the memorial you see today. Is Richard here? Where are you, Richard? Back here. Silver hair. Thank you, Richard. While this construction was going on, we had some young people who did a special effort, and we want to recognize them. The Dobbins Bennett High School, Air Force, Junior ROTC, the Sullivan South High School, Junior Air Force, Junior ROTC, the Sullivan North High School, Navy, Junior ROTC, and especially Miss Patsy Sexton and her group who came to be known as her staff, who are Savannah Bowery, Faith Duncan, Amanda Fletcher, and Holly Morton. They came down, these young people, during their fall break. They were here when it was so hot they would burn their forearms on the granite. It was so hot. We're here when it was wet. Gave unselfishly of their time to hand paint the 1,728 pavers of the original memorial. And would you not agree it has improved their readability? Thank you, Patsy and your staff. We want to extend a big thank you to Home Depot. If you were here this time a week ago, it was mud everywhere. Their staff provided and installed all the landscaping and sod for the memorial at no cost to the project as their lasting contribution. Goins, Rash, Kane Construction Services, GRC, contractors for the original memorial, and again provided the construction services for this edition at no cost to another community as another of their community contributions to this memorial. And finally, I'd like to give a special recognition and appreciation to Mr. Tim Royston. And I know Tim's here because he's been working all morning before I got here. He was the construction superintendent for Goins, Rash, and Kane for this project. He's been fully involved in the construction of the original memorial, and his dedication and enthusiasm ensured that we would have a completed memorial where we can honor our veterans today. We have one other group that we want to recognize, and I think a lot of you, I didn't know it, and I'm sure a lot of people in Kingsport are not aware of this. In 1942, Mr. and Mrs. J.C. White conceived and implemented a plan to plant native flowering dogwoods in memory of members of the armed service who died fighting in World War II. The Kingsport Garden Club members did the actual planting and sent cards to the respective families. The trees were planted along the stretch of Fort Henry Drive from Center Street to Eastman Road and from Memorial Boulevard to Center Street. In fact, the entire street was originally called Memorial Boulevard because of this project. Eventually, 1,032 trees were planted between 1942 and 1970. The custom was discontinued. Many of the trees died, and today, on this Veterans Day, November the 11th, 2015, and in recognition of the sacrifices of veterans represented by the Kingsport Memorial, members of the Kingsport Garden Club have given 2 dogwoods. One's on this side, one's on this side, to honor the sacrifices of our veterans today and to honor the memories of the many that are represented here today in granite and live. We are grateful for the dedication of this earlier tribute to those who lost their lives in duty to our nation. Thank you.
Two others that I failed to recognize during the wreath ceremony was Rainbow's Inn. Dick and Phyllis Fortney, thank you for providing the flowers. And one other person that would have been awkward for him to mention himself, but that's the gentleman who just spoke. That's Mr. Sam Jones. Rarely a week went by that I didn't hear from or see something from Sam Jones in the last couple of years about the Veterans Memorial. So Sam, here's a round of applause for you. Next, for a special presentation, please welcome to the podium the mayor of the great city of Kingsport, Mayor John Clark.
Hello, everybody. I am very honored to be here today as well. I think it's safe to say, like you, I love my country, I love my state, I love my city, and I love our veterans, the men and women who serve every day to protect our freedoms, and the families who support them. Before I say some remarks about today, I would like to thank State Representative Bud Housley and also Board of Mayor and Aldermen for Kingsport who are here present, Vice Mayor Mike McIntyre, and also Alderman Darrell Duncan, Colette George, Michelle Mitchell, Tommy Alderman, and Tom Parham. Your board supports our veterans each and every day, and we're so honored and proud to be a part of a city that is so patriotic and does the right thing for our men and women who do so many great things for all of us. So today I can just see, I've attended a few of these in the past, and every time I get more inspired. I get so inspired by the time I leave. It's just a fantastic crowd that's here today for this very special occasion. Each year on this day, though, we gather to honor our beloved veterans, those who have served and are serving, those who are the families of our veterans, and to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. As I look around today, I'm very, very grateful for those men and women who protect and have protected our nation. It's something that we should be reminded of every morning, every time we get up, not just today. But today, we are here to honor our veterans and to dedicate this beautiful memorial. First, though, I would like to, we said a lot of thank yous to a lot of people who are very deserving, but I would also like to thank Mayor Dennis Phillips for his persistence to see this project through from concept to reality. So Dennis, I hope you're here. I think we owe you a round of applause. And also I would like to thank the planning team for their diligent work to ensure that this memorial is not only done well and done on time, but it's done first class. And this planning team consists of my friends Ernie Rumsey, Sam Jones, Catherine Tucker, Chris McCart, Kitty Frazier, Jim Henderson, and also the GRC construction team. Thank you as well for everything that you've done for us too. Phase 2 of this memorial really reminds me of the One Kingsport spirit. It's an incredible spirit that we have here in Kingsport. And this is just another example of how a city comes together to make great things happen. So we come together for the greater good. We come together to honor and to celebrate. And once again, we have succeeded. And I know that the former mayors experienced the Kingsport spirit from its citizens. And I can tell you from firsthand experience of being mayor for 4 or 5 months, I am proud, very, very proud to be part of this special place and with the special people that we have here in Kingsport. This one Kingsport spirit is alive and well, and it's here with us on this very special day. At this time, I'd like to read a proclamation to you from the city that I believe really highlights what we as citizens feel about our veterans. City of Kingsport proclamation reads like this. Whereas our community has a sacred trust in those who wear the uniform of the United States of America, and we respectfully honor these veterans who have so valiantly served our country in both times of war and peace. We especially pay tribute to those still missing and those who gave their last full measure of devotion for our country. Whereas these devoted servicemen and women have been and continue to be our best and our brightest, serving with honor and valor under the most difficult circumstances and making sacrifices that many cannot begin to imagine. And whereas let us never allow these great heroes to stand in the chill wind as if on a winter's night watch, but receive the warm thanks from a humble community for their great sacrifices, allowing us to enjoy the great freedom that we hold dear today. And whereas let us as a community never forget another group of special individuals on this day. Let us hold dear the loved ones who sacrificed in their lives to allow these individuals to do their duty. The spouses, children, parents, brothers, and sisters, and the other loved ones who endured many tough and challenging situations at home while these brave servicemen and women served our country with pride. These heroes, who may reside in the shadows, are not forgotten and are afforded the grateful thanks of our community as well. So now, therefore, I, John Clark, Mayor of the City of Kingsport, and on behalf of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, do present this proclamation stating that we proudly join this nation in celebrating Wednesday, November 11th, 2015, as Veterans Day in Kingsport, and call on my fellow citizens to remember the sacrifices of all those brave souls who fought and served so valiantly on the seas, in the air, and on foreign shores to preserve our heritage of freedom, and let us continually refocus ourselves to the task of an enduring peace and freedom so that their efforts shall not have been in vain. This concludes the proclamation, which I think says it all, from a very grateful city and surrounding communities to our wonderful veterans. So in closing, let me just say this to our veterans. It's because of your patriotism, your courage, your willingness to defend our nation, and also protect our freedom that we are here today. This is a beautiful memorial on this sacred ground. This is your memorial. And I want to stress that again. This is your memorial, and we thank you so very much for your service.
Thank you, Mayor. Ernie Rumsby's not from here, but he's quick to remind me that, as he says, I got here as fast as I could. When I first met Ernie a few years ago, he came to me and he said, "You know, you've got a lot of veterans in this region." I said, "Yes, we do." He said, "You know, they need to be organized." I said, "Yes, they do." I said, "What do you want me to do?" He said, "Follow me." And so I did. And Ernie, I think all the veterans in this region are very grateful that you took charge of Tri-Cities Military Affairs Council, got it formed, got it going, and I'm proud to say that I'm pleased to follow you. If you'll please welcome to the stage Ernie Rumsby, President of the Tri-Cities Military Affairs Council.
Good morning. One of the tough things being laid around in the program is everybody steals your stuff. But there seems to be a common theme here. And as I make my remarks, I think everyone will agree that we all feel the same way. I'd like to, before we start with my prepared remarks and a thought, I'd like to introduce the leadership of the Veteran Service Organizations here in Kingsport. Bill Kilgore, past National Commander of the AMVETS. John Pollock, President, Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 979, Kingsport. Fred Hemmelwright, Korean War Veterans. Gerald Cardwell could not be here today due to a previous engagement. Taking his place is Walter Pierce, a long-term chaplain at Post 3, and he was also our Veteran of the Year a few years ago. Walter. Please be seated. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. We are here today to honor our service members and veterans and remember their sacrifices, the ones that they made and the courage it took to defend honor, duty, and our country. It was once said, valor is stability, not of legs and arms, but of courage and soul. We're here today to honor our heroes, to remember their achievements, their courage, and their dedication, to say thank you for their sacrifices. Thinking of those who join us in this group today, and those who are here only in spirit, one can't help but to feel awed by the enormity of what we encounter. We stand in the midst of patriots and the family and friends of those who nobly served. At this time, I would like all of our service members and veterans to please stand. Thank you for answering the call to duty. You have made our armed forces the most respected in the world. Now I'd like to ask the family members of any service members or veterans to stand. We know that you have endured through difficult times and often taken on the heavy load to keep the home fires burning. Thank you for what you've done. Please stand. The veterans we honor today came from all walks of life, but they shared fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty, and integrity. All the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Many of them didn't ask to leave home to go and fight on distant battlefields. Many did not volunteer. They didn't go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call, wanting to protect our nation, which has given them and us so very much. God bless all of our veterans, God bless our community, and God bless the United States of America. Just a personal comment I will make. Give me a second. want to thank Dennis Phillips, Miles Burdine, Sam Jones, and Chris McCarty. Mission accomplished. We got it done. And isn't this a beautiful thing? What a beautiful memorial this is. Thank you all for coming. Right now I'm going to call up past National Commander Kilgore to read a communication from Congressman Rowe.
Thanks, Ernie. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. I'm sort of like Ernie. I'm glad that I don't have a speaking part because all the great things have been said. But we're very lucky in this district, District 1 of Tennessee, to have a veteran who serves our people here in Congress in Washington as a member of the Veterans Affairs Committee. I was with him at a function this morning at 7:30, and he gives his sadness for not being able to be here with us today, but he sent a letter. To the military veterans of Kingsport, Tennessee, it is my pleasure to extend my most sincere appreciation for your service to our country on this Veterans Day. Today we thank each one of you for your service and sacrifice to our nation. As the city of Kingsport cuts the ribbon for the next phase of its Veterans Memorial, we are proud to recognize the members of the armed forces of our community who have served through both peace and conflict at home and abroad. It is through the courage and dedication to those like you that we have maintained our freedom throughout the years. You're great examples to those living throughout East Tennessee. While nothing can ever fully express how grateful we are for all that you have done, our community is proud to present the Kingsport Veterans Memorial as a tribute to all those service members who have served and sacrificed for our country. We thank you again for dedicating a part of your lives to serve in the armed forces. As a veteran myself and a member of the House Veterans Affairs Committee, I want to thank each of you for everything that you have done for our country. Our community here in Tennessee, 1st District, is proud to call you their own. And it's my honor to recognize you on this Veterans Day. Sincerely, Phil Rowe, Member of Congress.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Congressman Rowe. The next ceremony is meant to recognize, honor, and pay respects to those who are still missing, and is led by the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter number 979.
Good morning. Thanks for allowing us to be part of your services today. We'd like to take this opportunity to remember the incredible cost paid by those who gave their all to help preserve our freedom we enjoy. Those gallant individuals who fought and died for our country. Yet, it is in remembering our fallen comrades that we are reminded of those whose fate is still unknown, those still listed as missing in action and prisoners of war. More than 78,750 Americans are still unaccounted for from World War II. 8,177 from the Korean War, 125 from the Cold War, 1,681 from the Vietnam War, 3 from the Gulf War. These courageous Americans who dedicated their lives to preserving and protecting our freedom will never be forgotten. Given the freedoms we enjoy today in America, it's easy to forget the men and women whose sacrifices have made this possible. From our perspective, a grateful nation has forgotten them. Our pledge to you that the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 979, has not, will not ever forget them. In your observation today, you may have noticed a small round table. It is set for one. We call your attention to this small table, which occupies a place of dignity and honor, symbolizing the fact that members of our armed forces are missing from our ranks. They are referred to as POWs, MIAs, we call them brothers. They are unable to be with their loved ones and families. We join together to pay our humble tribute to them and to bear witness to their continued absence, so we remember them. This table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his oppressors. Remember, the tablecloth is white, symbolic of the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. Remember, the single red rose in the vase signifies the sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. The rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep the faith while awaiting their return. Remember, the red ribbon on the vase represents the red ribbons worn on the lapels of the thousands who demand with unyielding determination a proper accounting of our comrades who are not among us today. Remember, the slice of lemon on the bread plate is to remind us of their bitter fate. Remember, there is salt upon the bread plate. The sprinkling of salt reminds us of the countless fallen tears of the families as they wait. Remember, the Bible serves to remind us of the comfort of faith offered those who face seemingly insurmountable challenges. And it also reminds us of our country being founded on the principle of one nation under God. Remember, the glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us this day. Remember, the candle is reminiscent of the light of hope which lives in our heart to illuminate their way home, away from their captors to the open arms of a grateful nation. Remember, the American flag. This flag reminds us that many may never return and have paid the supreme sacrifice to ensure our freedom. Remember, the chair is empty. Our comrades are missing. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them brothers, who depended upon their might and aid and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifices. May God forever watch over them and protect them and their families. Remember, until the day they come home, remember.
Thank you. Please be seated. It's now time for the ribbon cutting ceremony.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep cutting.